this presentation, we'll go over practical ways to advocate for your dog in a therapy setting. Recognizing when your dog is stressed is only the first step in advocating for them. The rest comes in when you intervene to help make them more comfortable. If and when you ask your dog to move into a different position, such as sit down or stand, and they don't do it, don't physically manipulate them into that position. It's possible your dog hasn't learned the behavior as well as you might think they have. Remember, dogs don't speak English, so while saying sit makes sense to us, they are still learning what it means for them. If your dog does know the behavior and doesn't do it when cued, this is a clear indication that they are either distracted or maybe even uncomfortable. You can help your dog by luring them into the position with a treat. This helps remind your dog what is being asked of them. If your dog is refusing to sit or down, keep in mind that these are vulnerable positions for your dog. So if they're in a new space with new sights, smells, and sounds, they might not feel safe enough to go from a standing position into either a sitting or a down position. Along these same lines, a common theme you will hear in class is to always keep the leash loose. We don't want to use the leash as a tool to yank or jerk our dogs. Throughout the class, we'll show you ways to use your voice, body, and treats instead of relying on the leash. You'll also notice that we always try to set up our dogs for success, recognizing our error when our dog is not successful in an obedience task. We always help our dog through the situation via treats, praise, guidance, and clear rules. And we never want to resort to using harsh or scolding language. This is so important to us that you will be evaluated in your handling skills as part of the final evaluation. Always allow your dog to choose whether they want to approach someone for petting. You should never physically manipulate your dog into someone's hands or lap for petting. In class, we'll teach our dogs to go say hi. This allows us to tell our dogs what we would like from them while still giving them the choice of whether or not to approach. Especially when it comes to petting, allowing your dog this choice is critical for the client's safety as well as ensuring your dog's enjoyment of the session. Similarly, you may encounter a room or person that your dog does not want to interact with. Listen to your dog. If they are not comfortable entering a room or approaching a specific person, give them the choice to be able to leave. We may never know why our dog was not comfortable with a specific situation. The important thing is to listen to them if they are telling us that they don't feel good about the situation. In order to prepare for this, have a simple phrase ready that you can use to gracefully excuse yourself from the person. You can say something like, "Sorry, Fluffy isn't totally comfortable right now, so we're going to go outside for a minute." Practice using whatever phrase you come up with so that it feels natural if you ever need to use it. Note that if you use it occasionally, that is perfectly okay. However, if you find yourself using it often, such as multiple times in a session, your dog likely isn't thriving in their current placement. Speak to a HABIC staff member and we can help you to either make it more comfortable for your dog or even find a different placement for you. Every time you go to a visit, go with the mindset that you will leave early if your dog needs you to. This means that even if you changed your schedule to make time for the session, or if you had to travel a significant distance to reach the session, that your dog may still need to leave early and you'll go if they need you to. Throughout the session, watch your dog closely. If your dog seems to not be feeling well, if they're not interested in visiting, if they're showing frequent stress signals, or if they're pulling toward the door, leave the session early. If leaving early becomes a pattern, contact HABIC staff and we can help you troubleshoot the situation or maybe even find a new placement. Advocate for your dog's space. This picture is a great example of a dog who does not want to be hugged and a human who is oblivious to that fact. As the handler and advocate for your dog, you should always advocate for their space. Many dogs do not enjoy hugs. Hugging is actually a very primate-centric behavior that most dogs find to be very strange. If someone wants to hug your dog, you can explain that they don't like hugs and show them how to appropriately pet your dog instead. Advocate for your dog's preferences. Most dogs have somewhere where they prefer to be pet. For example, some dogs love their ears being pet, while others love their chest being pet. Be aware of what your dog prefers and communicate this with clients. You can say, "Fluffy really loves being pet under the chin, like this. You'll be her best friend if you pet her there." Advocate for your dog's comfort. Be aware of the temperature where you are volunteering. Nursing homes especially are notorious for being hot. Give your dog lots of water and breaks outside to help them cool down if necessary. If you're at an outdoors event, make sure your dog is prepared for hot or cold weather conditions. Also be aware of the flooring. Many volunteer placements have hard floors. If you are asking your dog to lie down, it might not be comfortable for them. You might consider bringing a dog bed or blanket for them. These floors can also be slippery, so your dog may not be able to stand on their hind legs or do things like go over a jump. If your dog is going to be doing these skills on hard floor, consider bringing a yoga mat or kitchen mat to give them more traction. For the safety of our clients, your dog's nails should always be trimmed nice and short before therapy visits. Short nails will also help your dog not to slide on the hardwood floors. Dog costumes can be incredibly cute, especially around the holidays. However, costumes can have a huge impact on our dog's ability to move around comfortably. Costumes put pressure on the dog's body that they probably aren't used to. Some costumes also have appendages that might startle your dog. Think about your dog's stress like a pot of water. When the pot starts boiling, your dog is pushed past their limit. When you are in a therapy setting, you've already lit at least one candle under their pot. Sudden noises, weather, and strange smells could also add candles under their pot. We know that costumes can be stressors, and we definitely don't want to add another candle if we can help it. For this reason, we don't allow costumes to be worn during therapy sessions. However, you can use festive leashes and collars for holiday seasons. This is a great way to get into the holiday season without compromising your dog's welfare. Many people have chosen to do this during special events, such as trick-or-treating with our dogs at the nursing homes or de-stress events for college students right before the holiday break. Advocating for your dog begins before you even leave the house for your session. If your dog doesn't feel well for any reason, skip the session. Keep your dog at home if they are throwing up or have diarrhea, or if they appear to be in pain or are limping. Your dog might just be exhausted from a long hike, camping trip, or even a recent move. Keep your dog at home if they are acting lethargic or even just not acting like themselves. This goes for humans too. While we want our teams to volunteer on a regular weekly basis, the health and safety of both you and your animal are more important. When you travel to your therapy session, your dog should ride inside of the vehicle. Havoc dogs are not permitted to be transported to therapy sessions in the beds of pickup trucks. Advocating for your dog also continues after you come home from a session. Therapy work puts a lot of demands on our dogs. We take them to new places with a plethora of new smells. They must maintain their composure while they work, which can take a huge toll. Make sure you allow them to decompress after every session. Let them do the things that they enjoy most, that brings sheer joy, lets them unwind, and lets them just be a dog. This will be different for every dog. It might be a long walk, a game of fetch, relaxing in a quiet place, or playing with other dogs. Another great way to help dogs unwind is canine nose work. There are tons of nose work instructors in Colorado. Once you know the basics of this game, it's a great way to help your dogs decompress. At some point, your dog will be ready to retire. You will know that they are approaching retirement when they slow down or stop showing enthusiasm for the work. You will notice that your therapy dog will be clearly excited when you pull out your Havoc bag and bandana. If the day comes that your dog stops showing this excitement, they are telling you that they are ready to retire. They may also be ready to retire if they are having difficulty walking the hallways at your placement. Havoc is also here to help you decide if your dog is ready to retire. You and your dog will be observed annually by the Havoc Program Support Committee. The members of this committee can help you determine if your dog is still enjoying the work. You are also welcome to contact Havoc at any point if you have questions about if your dog is ready to retire. Remember, you are your dog's #1 advocate. They depend on you to ensure their health and welfare. As you go through the Havoc class, you will learn more practical ways to support your dog, especially in therapy settings. Remember, Havoc is here to help you understand and work with your dog. We'll be with you through the training course and for your entire career as a Havoc team.